Hey everybody, this is Old Goat with Old Goat Gaming, and today I want to talk about something that's been a problem for me and I'm assuming a lot of other people since when you do a search on this you get tons of hits on it. And what I'm referring to is the issue with using a software package to, like, say, DxTory to record a high quality video in an AVI format, and then trying to convert it into something like an MP4 for like YouTube, and then having the video and audio get out of sync when you do the conversion to it. So I had this problem previously too, and when I did searches for it, I found a lot of videos and stuff that talked about like the best settings for like DxTory and stuff like that. So I mean, and a lot of them would recommend this Legareth lossless codec. It seemed like to be the big one that everyone was recommending. So I set up DxTory with what everybody was kind of saying that you should do. So the problem was is that it would just get out of sync. So I just kind of stopped using it after a while because it just seemed like I wasn't really finding a lot of decent information out there that really had a good solution for fixing the audio and video syncing problem when you converted it to an MP4. So I started using Shadowplay, because Shadowplay never really gave me any problems with that. I would record it. Say if something cool happened in your game, you wouldn't have to record all the time. You could just grab the last 5 minutes that it was holding in the buffer, and I really like that feature too. But then I started playing this Beat Saber game, and this Beat Saber game is pretty new and it's fun, and I like using it for like an exercise program too. So I mean, you got lightsabers and you're slashing blocks and you're listening to music. It doesn't really get much better than doing stuff like that for an exercise program. It's something I could actually stick with. But the problem is it's so new that it isn't in Shadowplay yet. So I had to dust off DxTory. I hadn't used it in a while, and start using it to do the recording, because it's Beat Saber's a VR game and everything. So I recorded it, and it makes a huge file because it does a big quality AVI file. And then when I tried to import it into Filmora, it crashed. It like locked up, and I couldn't get it to import in there. So I had to use the Wondershare's video converter, which just it just converts to other formats. So I converted it to an MP4, and then I ran into the same old problem with the audio being out of sync. And when you play a game like Beat Saber, it's really obvious when it gets out of sync, because it's all music and beats, and you're slashing things that are keeping in with the beats and everything. So it was really obvious that it was out of sync. So I tried to do more research again, and it's one of those subjects that I'm just so sick of doing research on and really not getting anywhere. I just really didn't want to have to deal with this again. But I did find one video where somebody was talking about the best settings, of course, for DxTory, and he was also recommending this Legareth lossless codecs. But he did mention in his video that he also uses another codecs, and he didn't really mention much about like having issues with syncing. But I was like, oh, this is like the first video I've seen where somebody actually recommended something other than this Legareth. So I thought, what the heck, I'll give it a shot. I mean, what could I really lose? It'd just be another video that's out of sync that I won't use. So I did. I think he had some links in his video. I honestly don't remember which video it was and who it was. Sorry. I wish I did, and I would actually give him some credit in here and put it in here. But I don't remember because I was doing so much research. So I clicked on his link, but if you do a Google search and you search for this UT Video Codecs, it'll give you like a package, and it'll import all of these in. Once you import it, you just kind of quit DxTory and bring it back up again, and they'll just all show up in this list. So the ones he was recommending were these the 709 one with the 422 on it. He was recommending that was the one that he was using sometime. But I thought I'd give it a shot. So. And what actually happened is it actually fixed my problems. It actually fixed both my problems. It fixed the problem with importing into Filmora, because now all of a sudden I could import it and it wouldn't crash. And it also fixed my problem with the audio getting out of sync with converting it to an MP4, which was kind of surprising, because I just assumed all this time it was the audio that was actually getting out of sync. But I'm actually kind of thinking now, since the changing the video codecs fix the problem, that it's really the video that's getting out of sync with the audio. Like it sped up, like maybe the frame rate really wasn't exactly 60, it was like 59, 94, and when you convert it to an MP4, it puts it at 60, so then it's actually a little faster than the audio. I don't know if that's really truly the case. I'm not an expert on the subject, so I'm not 100% sure if that's really the issue, but that's my best guess at it. So to prove the point, I played the $100 bill song in Beat Saber, and I did it in each of the codexes, the two codexes, just to show you what it looks like with the original Lagarith lossless codex, and then the one with the new one, that UT Video. So I'll just play a little bit of it, and when it gets to a certain point where you're like slashing at two blocks at the side and then getting out of the way so you don't get hit by some walls that are coming, it's seriously like almost a full beat off. You almost think, well, yeah, it seems like it's in sync, but it's actually like a whole beat off already by the time you get there, and it really becomes noticeable when you get to the point where you're slashing at the ones and getting out of the way, because then you can see that it's really a whole beat off. So we'll start with that and get to that point, and then I'll show you the other one. So as you can see right there, when I was hitting those two blocks and getting out of the way, you could tell it was like almost an entire beat off, which is pretty crazy, because after a while I was just thinking like, oh, maybe it really isn't out of beat, but until you get to those two, and then you realize, holy crap, it's almost like a whole beat off. So here's the other one. I'll play it through up to the same point, and you can tell right away. I mean, right when I started this video, the thing was already like a half a beat off. So I'll play this one up to the same point, and then just to show that using the other video codecs actually worked. So there you can see that the thing was totally in sync all the way through that. So, I mean, it was pretty obvious that that fixed my issue. So I'm going to be using that going forward, and I'll show you quick how I actually was testing this out. So the default one that gets applied to all of them that have this check mark are all set up with this Lagarith lossless. So what I did, so I wouldn't necessarily screw up all the other settings that I have for all the different games in here, is I unchecked it for Beat Saber, and then I changed it over to this this new setting and did the video that way, and that actually fixed my problem. So I can't guarantee it's going to fix everybody's problem, but it fixed mine, and I thought I'd put a video together so it can hopefully help other people, because I know it's really frustrating dealing with that audio and video sync problem. So if it helped you, give me a comment, let me know, hit the like button if it actually helped you out, and then thanks for watching. What the